Welcome to Silly Builders, a YouTube channel where we show you home renovations from a homeowner's perspective. Now I like to preface each episode by letting our viewers know that we're not professionals by any means.
The purpose of this channel is to show that for anyone comfortable and willing, many home renovations can be a DIY project. Today we'll be talking about recessed lighting and ceiling insulation. This is why you hire professionals.
So the recessed lighting that we're using for this project comes in two pieces. The first piece is the housing. That's this thing which you mount into the studs up top. It's got these little nails that already come with it on each four of the brackets. The housing is what you run the wiring into. It runs right into right here. Once you have the housing nailed into the studs up top, the second piece is this lighting fixture right here. The lighting fixture has this little thing right here. It looks like a bulb, and it just screws in to the housing just like a regular light bulb would. So before you get started on this project, make sure you have the power turned off. Don't want to have any electrical issues. So we're gonna go ahead and get the housing nailed up top. We'll get the wiring done. We'll screw this in, and then we'll turn the power back on, flip the switch, and see if it works.
Let's do it to it. So we've got our mark right here. We're gonna put the barrel of the light in the middle of the mark, or put the mark in the middle of the barrel of the light, and get my handy dandy hammer here and go ahead and hammer in this first nail. Also make sure that your I like to slide this all the way down to make sure the rails aren't bowed at all. Just get them nice and straight so the rails it just makes it slide easier. These brackets also have these little tabs that you can knock in on top of the nail.
So we've got the housing nailed into the studs. The next thing we're gonna do is get the wiring into the box. Again, make sure that the power is off at your breaker before you start messing with any electrical stuff.
So to be sure that your power is definitely turned off, you can plug a phone charger in. And it does not charge my phone. So we know our power's off. You could get a, they have testers that you can plug in, and it just tells you if there's any power going to it. But I mean, this is as good a tester as any. We've got our switch wire here. There's gonna be a wall going right here for the bathroom, and we're gonna have our switch about right here. Now I'll show you how to fix your wire up so that you can connect it. Take the bottom end of the pliers, lightly score. You don't want to hit the actual wires inside, you just want to get this cover off. Take that cover off, bend your wires out. Now you just strip your tips off. Sounds a little dirty. So now you've got your exposed wires. You've got your, and the fixture up there has got a white, so white goes with white, black goes with black, and ground with ground. Our housing here, it's got the white wire. It's got these push connectors. You just push the wire right in. You don't have to do any twisting or anything. So I'm gonna take my white wire with my copper tip on it, and you've got these 4 holes, so you can have power coming in, and then you can continue it to another light if you want to with your other holes. You could run another wire from it, but today we're just going to do one. So put my white in here. All you do is you just push, and now it's locked in there. You've got no exposed wire. Black one, same way. You just push it into the connector, and you'll feel it when it goes in. You'll know. And the copper one, goes with the copper. Pretty simple. Another thing, you got these tabs, these black tabs up here. Pull that up. They can be kind of tough to get your fingernail under. Ow. Alright, so that tab is open. There's your wire. Now your handy dandy plate slides right back on to cover up all your wiring and make sure everything's safe and sound. And wire comes right out top. So we're going to put a staple in this stud here to make sure the wire is secure. Here's my handy dandy wire stapler. You pretty much put the cable in there, in that hole, staple, and then the staple just goes right around the wire.
Alright, so I wanted to bring you guys over to a housing that we already have pretty much installed. Reason being, we already have all the electricity running into it. It's got insulation around it. It's pretty much ready to go. This is the lighting fixture again, like we showed you before. This is the end that you screw into it, just like a light bulb. It looks like a light bulb, and it screws right into the housing underneath. Like so. Pat, can you hit the switch for me?
Huh?
The switch.
Sorry. So I've got our 6 recessed lights hung. These 5 are spaced evenly wall to wall. For our 6th light, it's spaced a little bit differently because we're planning on putting a bathroom here, which hasn't been framed in yet. If you're doing any extra framing after you hang your lights, you want to definitely make sure you get that spacing right so that everything looks even.
So now that the electrical is all finished up top, all done, we have all the cables ran, all the lights are good to go. We don't really have to access it anymore. We're going to go ahead and close it off with insulation. The insulation that we're using is R30, and it's much thicker than, say, the insulation that we have back here. It's meant to kind of keep that hot air up there and keep it from coming down here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some things that you guys need to get started on the attic insulation. The first thing are you need your gloves, you need a mask, you need your safety glasses, and you need a loose fitting shirt, long sleeve shirt. So here's an example of the R30 insulation that we're using for the attic. As you can tell, it's much thicker than this, for example, which is what we're using for the walls. This is R16. The R30 attic insulation that we're using is faced, so it's got this paper on one side. The paper has these tabs so you can use them for stapling to the studs. It makes it really easy, really clean. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you guys just how easy it is.
Alright, here's our first piece. You ready to rock that?
Ready about that.
You want to stuff it as much as you can just to ensure that that corner gets good insulation where the roof meets the wall. I'm going to go grab a stapler while Matt here holds the insulation by himself. And if you don't have it ready, you want to at least know where it is. So I like to find my tab, get one side good, pull it tight, and you throw those staples in it. Oh yeah, put your mask on before you start hanging.
Another board.
And down here. So insulation tape where your seams are. Just, I guess, again, we're not professionals, but I would assume that this is to prevent any air from going between your seams on your insulation. So on all your seams, pretty simple. You just run the tape across. We should like completely tape around the light housing, like all the way around, since there's a lot of cracks there.
Yeah. I put a few pieces on earlier, and I just don't have the patience to put this tape up. I almost said I'm just not gonna tape these insulation seams because I was just not having a good time with it. And Pat's just that patient guy.
The devil's in the details.
This is that.
And I'm a devil.
Dang. All right, so here we are, several months after shooting this episode. If you can't tell by my beautiful locks, because when we went to edit the video, we realized we never made an outro for it. So here I am, back again to say thanks for watching. This has been Recess Lighting and Insulation. If you liked the video, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment and just say, hey, I like this video. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. We'll just do this. What do you think about this?
Can you flip it? Can you do a kick flip?
Yeah, you can kickflip it. That's Pat's hammer. He'd be so mad if he saw me doing that. It's like that.